Yeah. 26 winters. Yeah. Born with the wallpaper curls like gold receipts, rain in the ceiling, cold in the sheets. Mom hums soft prayers by a flickering light, kisses his forehead, says we'll be alright. Dad's hands split open on a factory line, then taxis at midnight chasing overtime. 2 jobs, no sleep, just a week-to-week fight. Still brings home a smile like it's something to write. First day of school with his heart in his shoes, hoping for friends but the playground just bruises. They smell the pour and the Snickers instead. The frayed little jumper, the holes on the flares. He can't keep his focus, his stomach a gnaw, thinking of mom and the cough that won't stop, and sirens at dawn and a phone call like lead. Dad lost to an accident, crushed by the train. Mom turns into silence, grief hollow in skin, and he learns how to breathe while the world caves in. And they call it a duty, they call it a choice, but nobody hears the small cracks in his voice. From cradle to classroom, from uniform to street, same hunger, new label, same cold concrete. If a life is a ledger, who writes what it's worth? He gave them his youth and they gave him the earth. A name on the wind, a flame blown away. 26 winners and none of them stayed. He leaves school early, 16 and tired. Handshake promises that never get hired. A string of short shifts, then the hours cut down. Bills in the drawer and the lights blinking out, so he slips into corners with quick money talks. Petty crime, small deals, running hard from the cops. Not proud, just hungry, just trying to cope. Mom fades like a candle at the end of its rope, and 2 days before Aiden arrives at the door, she's gone, and the room doesn't feel like a home anymore. A month in the dark, then the leaflet in hand. Make something of yourself, be part of the plan. He signs on the line for a bed and a wage, for a way out of sorrow, a new kind of cage. Afghanistan sun like a white hot flame, dust in his teeth and a foreign name. First tour he survives, second tour he breaks. A blast and a ringing that never escapes. Now he walks with a limp and a war in his head. Nightmares like bullets that live in his bed. They fly him back home with a medal and pain, and tell him you're safe while he shakes in the rain. And they call it a duty, they call it a choice, but nobody hears the small cracks in his voice. From cradle to classroom, from uniform to street, same hunger, new label, same cold concrete. If a life is a ledger, who writes what it's worth? He gave them his youth and they gave him the earth. A name on the wind, a flame blown away. 26 winners and none of them stayed. A veteran shelter, a thin cup of tea, a bed for a minute, then we need it, you see. Higher priority cases, he understands, but he's back on the pavement with nowhere to stand. Job forms and rejections, the same stamped excuse. No help at the counter, just try not to lose. So he wanders the city in borrowed old clothes, hands out for pennies in merciless cold. Sharp doorway mattress, cardboard for sheets, counting the footsteps of strangers retreat till his 26th birthday under streetlight glow. The night takes his breath in the hard ice snow. And they call it a duty, they call it a choice, they call it a choice, but nobody hears the small cracks in his voice. Cradle to classroom, from uniform to street, same hunger, new label, same cold concrete. If a winners and none of them stayed. If you pass by a doorway and look the other way, just know he had a mom who sang and a dad who worked late. He wasn't born to be a headline or a shame. He was someone. He had a name.